Okay, so let's return now where the last video left off with this happy balloon now floating in the sky. So let's say I wanted to have a second balloon, easy enough. I can take this balloon layer. I'm most likely to duplicate that by just dragging it down to that icon. And then with the move tool up here, which is also shortcut V, I can just drag my second layer around. I can use the transform tool, hold down the shift key to make it smaller or larger. I like it maybe there. Maybe I want to pivot that sucker, something similar, and then I will hit return. So now I have two of them with the same shade of gray. I kind of like that. Over here, I can rename it because I'm a nerd and call it balloon small. And then I can reposition it too. I could, cancel that. I can pull this behind in my layers palette, pull behind the other balloon layer, and see what happens there is it was in the front. Now it's behind, which I do think enhances a sense of space. That was maybe an option for this project for you to investigate. I'm going to show you another sort of neat thing too. So right now it's sort of opaque, right? The front balloon is completely sort of overwriting the balloon behind it. With the front balloon having this, with this selection on the front balloon, the big balloon, I'm going to show you this segment up here, this option up here. It says normal. This refers to, it's called a screen blending, a layer blending mode. It's set on normal. There's a lot of options here. You're welcome to investigate them. It pertains to how the layers interact, the top and the bottom layer, how they interact. When you have color involved, there's a lot of beauty and excitement, sort of interest in what goes on with these interactions. I'm just going to pick the multiply layer, and so I'm going from normal to multiply, and it's going to do that thing which you just saw. So it went from this to this. What it did was it made this top layer more transparent. So rather than having that white be opaque like as it was before when it was on normal, it was an opaque white that obliterated or blocked the layer beneath it. When it goes to multiply, it acts like it's a transparency. So that could sort of be interesting if you'd like to try that for this project or in any other adventure that you have. Kind of a neat thing to know. I'm going to put it back on normal, but interesting. Okay, let's say I want to bring in another image, another icon into this. I could draw it, of course, but I want to talk a little bit more about selection tools. So within image search, I'm going to look for a pair. Say a pair means something to me. Go into images. I'm going to go into the black and white. Okay, a lot of line work. Oh, cute. It's a Apple logo, but a pair. Not what I want. What am I interested in here? Okay, this one. This looks like a challenge, so okay. I'm going to say view image there. It's not as big as some of the other ones I looked at, but big enough. I'm going to bring that into Photoshop. Okay, so how do I select this? If I were to go into the magic wand tool, if I could even get back to it. If I go into the magic wand tool, I might find it frustrating because it's going to have a hard time, as you might see, picking it because it's trying to find those gray values. I could raise my tolerance up. Maybe I'll raise it to about 20. And then it's going to pick a slightly larger area, but still not exactly helping me out. I could use my shift key, try some more, but you see I'm struggling. So in this image, I knew what I was doing when I picked this. In this image where it's a little bit more of a subtle kind of smudgy appearance, Magic Wand is just not a good choice. I'm going to go to the tool beneath it or on top of it, the Quick Selection tool. And here's what I'm going to recommend in an example like this. I'm going to actually pick the white background, right? I'm going to pick the background that surrounds the pair, and then I'm going to flip it and pick the pair only. What do I mean? Okay. With the quick selection, right? This quick selection mask, what is it called? Quick selection tool? If I could raise it again. It's called the quick selection tool. With that selected, and it's always a plus, I'm going to sort of stroke that and look, it sort of fills the area without me having to do too much work. I'm just going to kind of click it down here. And I don't have to hold down the shift key. It already comes in with the sense of addition. I'm going to click over here. Going to click over here. If you needed to subtract, the Option key does turn it into a subtraction, but otherwise it stays as an additive tool. Going to come down here and get that final area. Interesting, the brackets work on this just like it's a brush. So if it was too large, you had to make it a little bit smaller, you can use your brackets just like you do with a brush and make that small. Okay, so now I have all the white selected. Now, of course, I don't want the white, I want the pear. Check this out. You're going to go to Select, Inverse, and it's going to flip it. It's going to take everything that's not white and make that the selection. Hence, it's going to pick the pear. Cool. From that, I am going to, let's say I'm going to edit copy, okay, which is the Command C. Going to go over into this, going to pick myself a new layer, and I'm going to paste it. Whoa, there it is. Okay, so you saw that, right? From nothing, I have something. So there's my pear. Okay. Right. Leave that sucker down there. Okay, so that's how you would select that. I am going to actually delete that because what I want to do with that, I wanted to show you how to make that selection, but what I actually want to do is fill this with one of the flat values. So I wanted you to see how to pick that, but I'm actually going to fill this with one of the other values. I'm going to go into this color, and I'm going to make this the very lightest gray. So I'm going to go 210, 210, and whoa, 210. Okay, and now I have a very light pear. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to paste it, and there it is as a light pear. You know all the things you can do with this, right? You can duplicate it, you can stretch it, you can do all kinds of stuff.